Kiss of Life had been steadily rising as one of the most successful groups of K-pop's fifth generation, with each comeback bringing in more fans and their sales and streaming numbers continuously increasing. However, that momentum took a sudden turn after Julie's birthday livestream, which led many fans to withdraw their support, leaving the group's future uncertain and sparking discussions about where they go from here. From the start, Kiss of Life made it clear that they were creating their own path, not just following trends. Even before their official debut, they took an unconventional approach by introducing each member through solo releases, allowing their individuality to shine before coming together for their self-titled mini-album. The members themselves also attracted plenty of interest. Natty had already gained recognition from competing on 16, the survival show that launched twice, and Idol School, and though she didn't make the final lineup, she later debuted as a soloist. Julie spent 3 years training under the Black label before moving to S2 Entertainment, while Belle, the daughter of 90s singer Shim Shin, had already made a name for herself in the industry by writing songs for artists like Le Seraphim, Purple Kiss, and Nayeon. She was also credited for background vocals on tracks like Le Seraphim's Unforgiven and Mark's Child, both of which drew significant attention. Coming from a smaller company, S2 Entertainment, they weren't expected to make a big impact, but they quickly proved otherwise. Though their fusion of R&B and Western influences made them less mainstream in Korea at first, they gained massive traction internationally. Their album sales reflected this growing buzz. What started as 759 copies on day one skyrocketed to over 25,000, an unexpected leap for a rookie group. However, their debut wasn't without its share of controversy. Just weeks after they hit the stage, an old clip of Julie resurfaced, causing an uproar online. In the video, she was seen performing B.O.B's 2012 song Strange Clouds and rapping along to the N-word, sparking widespread criticism. Given that she was born and raised in Hawaii, many argued that she was fully aware of the word's offensive nature and that there was no excuse for using it. The backlash was swift and intense, leaving Julie with no choice but to address the situation. On July 22, 2023, she posted an apology on Twitter explaining that she hadn't paid close attention to the lyrics while singing the cover and deeply regretted her mistake. She went on to say, "This incident made me realize how my careless actions can cause harm to many people, and during my 6 years of training period, I educated myself and matured." Julie also seemed determined to be careful and thoughtful in the future, promising not to repeat the same mistake. In the end, she apologized to those hurt by her actions, vowing to improve and continue growing. Her apology was generally well received, with many appreciating her personal acknowledgement of the issue. Some fans felt it would have been better if the apology had come before her debut, but they were still glad she addressed it. While the scandal resurfaced occasionally, it didn't seem to significantly affect Kiss of Life's growing popularity. As they continued to develop their sound, Kiss of Life leaned more into R&B and hip-hop, further refining their unique style. Their tracks Nobody Knows and Midas Touch built on the success of Natty's solo hit Sugarcoat, which had already proven that these genres fit the group perfectly. By 2024, individual members began gaining recognition beyond the group. Natty joined forces with Jay Park on Taxi Blur, while Julie had a standout moment when she was featured on Twice's Nayeon solo album NA. These collaborations not only showcased their individual talents, but also helped bring more eyes to the group. Additionally, their recent releases, Sticky and Igloo, along with their viral dance covers on TikTok, skyrocketed them to stardom, solidifying their place as one of the most adored groups of the generation. This is why fans were ecstatic to hear that they would have their next comeback in June, especially since it had been months since their last release, Lose Yourself, in October. Comments from K-pop fans said things like, "Summer 2025 will be theirs," and they're taking that Summer Queen's title very seriously. However, things took a turn on the day of Julie's birthday livestream, but even before it started, fans were already feeling a bit uneasy. The group had shared an e-invitation on social media a few hours prior to the event, which raised concerns right away. The dress code was listed as old school hip-hop, a choice that didn't sit well with many, given K-pop's long history of cultural insensitivity. Adding to the tension, Belle had posted something cryptic just days before, making fans even more wary about what was to come. She had sent a message on the fan platform bubble writing, "Please look forward to Julie Unnie's birthday content too, and promise you won't leave the fandom after watching it." At first, fans weren't sure what to make of Belle's vague post. Some assumed she was joking, while others thought she might have been exaggerating. But when the livestream happened on April 2nd, the reality was far worse than anyone expected. The members appeared wearing outfits and hairstyles that drew heavily from Black culture, including cornrows, bantu knots, oversized gold chains, and hats. As if that wasn't bad enough, they exaggerated their mannerisms, spoke in a way that mocked Black people, and even gave Belle the nickname Lil Taco Bell. Throughout the entire livestream, they didn't seem to realize or care how offensive their actions were, making no effort to stop or reconsider. Given this, the backlash was immediate, with both fans and non-fans calling them out for being disrespectful and taking taking things too far. A Twitter user wrote, "They would be nothing without black people. Their music is nothing but a copy of what our people have already created hits with. For them to get on live and make a mockery of us for their tens of thousands of fans to laugh at is nasty." Many also argued that there was no excuse for their actions, or it couldn't even be said that they didn't know any better. Belle's bubble message alone suggested they were fully aware the livestream would spark backlash. She even asked fans not to leave the fandom because of it. Additionally, as mentioned, Julie had already faced criticism for saying the N-word and publicly apologized. And given that she grew up in Hawaii until she was 13, it was hard to believe she didn't understand the weight of her actions. Belle was also born in the US, making it even more unreasonable to assume ignorance played a role in what they did. Another user wrote, "I agree Kiss of Life should have known better, but have we considered that they did in fact know better and just don't care?" After everything unfolded, fans flooded the company with emails urging both the agency and the members to take responsibility and apologize. In a widely shared email template, the fans acknowledged that the group likely hadn't intended to be offensive, but still described the live stream as tone-deaf, inappropriate, and ignorant. They emphasized that even if the stereotypes were used unintentionally, they still carried harmful consequences that could damage the group's reputation. The message concluded with a clear demand for the members to issue a sincere apology and for all traces of the live stream to be removed. The apology the fans had been asking for came just a day later. On April 3rd, the company deleted the live stream from all platforms and released a statement claiming they never meant to offend anyone and that the live stream was meant to celebrate hip-hop culture, which has heavily influenced Kiss of Life's music. They admitted they had failed to recognize the negative cultural implications and promised to be more mindful when referencing other cultures in the future. The statement ended by reassuring fans that the live stream had been permanently removed. However, the apology only made things worse. Fans immediately disliked the fact that it was the company speaking, not the members themselves, which made it seem like an attempt to shield them from responsibility rather than an expression of genuine remorse. The wording also frustrated many. Rather than directly acknowledging the communities affected, the statement vaguely referred to certain races and the culture, avoiding any real accountability. One particular line, "We apologize for our shortcomings in recognizing the negative cultural implications that our content would be perceived," stood out as it seemed to shift the blame onto viewers for taking offense rather than admitting fault. Some speculated that this was all a marketing stunt, given that their comeback was announced on the same day as the live stream, but if that was the plan, it backfired spectacularly as they ended up driving fans away, with many publicly declaring they could no longer support the group. So while Kiss of Life were once seen as a group destined for success, many are now questioning what lies ahead for them. Some believe this controversy won't have a lasting impact, arguing that other idols and groups have done worse yet still maintain strong careers. They point out that history has shown time and again that certain fans will overlook insensitivity and cultural mockery when it comes to their favorite artists. However, others think this will leave a permanent mark. While disbandment seems out of the question, regaining the level of support they once had may be impossible. Unlike some groups with strong domestic followings, Kiss of Life relied heavily on their international fan base as their popularity soared with every viral hit and their members were widely adored by fans and non-fans. But now, many of those same fans are turning away, unwilling to support a group that took so much inspiration from Black culture only to mock it in return. Fan accounts dedicated to the group have already shut down, denouncing their actions, while others are shifting their attention to different artists. The true extent of the damage will likely be revealed in June when their comeback drops, but based on the overwhelming backlash, it's clear this won't be something they can easily move past.